What's up, dude? Since we've talked about writing the circle of fifths, I wanted to get into memorizing the scale. Being able to draw it is good, but the downside to it is in order to figure out something like F sharp by drawing it, you'd have to draw all of these sharps to get there, or these sharp keys to get there. So what we want to do is we want to focus on a way to memorize these scales without ever having to draw it. When you practice this, it's going to be a good idea to make sure that you have the circle somewhere nearby so that you can check yourself on doing these. But the main thing that we're going to be focusing on is trying it first with these steps and then going back and checking to see if you got your answer correct by looking at the circle of fifths afterwards. So first things first. In your assignment over here, I wrote pick a scale. So we're going to keep it simple. We're going to go work with D major. The next question is going to be how many sharps or flats are in this key. To answer this, what you want to do is think of the seventh of that key. Now we're going to count this on our fingers real quick. I'm not going to include the sharps yet. D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C is 7, right? Now up at the top here, you can see I wrote a little acronym here, a little saying. It says, Frank can go down and eat breakfast. Whatever the seventh is, that is the note you want to stop on when trying to figure out how many sharps are there. And what it answers is, if you look, we had Frank can. D major only has Frank and can. So that can only be D. So what we'll do is over here, we're going to put how many sharps are there? Frank and can is 2. So we have 2. What are they? Well, that's easy. We said Frank can. So it's F and C sharp. From there, whoops, let me get rid of this. From there, you need to be able to spell the scale. Now, we just answered what the two notes or the two sharps are in that scale. So it was F and C. So what you're doing is you're just spelling it from D to D in order and including those sharps. D, E, F sharp. G, A, B, C sharp, D. When you spell the scale, you want to start and end on that letter. After you get this, go back in the circle of fifths and see if it checks out. If you got D and F sharp and C sharp, you have the answer right. The last step would be, and I guess it's one thing I would recommend is make sure you practice drawing this first, like writing down these steps. So, write D so that you can go back and reference it. Write down the number of sharps, write down what they are, and then write down on paper what they are. After you do that, then try it mentally. So if I were to cover my eyes, I would go, how many sharps or flats in the key of D major? Well, I got to think of C first because that's going to help me get it. So Frank can. So I stopped on can. So there's 2. Frank is F, so F sharp. Can is C, so C sharp. And then I spell it from D to D. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Now I have one more thing that I want to do, and that is I want to work on something that has a lot more sharps in it because people get kind of afraid when they see a bunch of sharps in a key because they think they have to memorize all the sharps. The trick to it is don't think about a lot of sharps. Think about less naturals. So we're going to do F sharp major here. So first things first, we pick our scale. F sharp. That's the key we're working in. Remember, the most important thing that you can do when you're trying to figure out how many sharps or flats is think of the seventh of that key. A really good tip for the seventh, by the way, is it's the letter that comes before it in the alphabet. So if we're on F, who comes before F? The letter E. We go up here to our saying, and we circle that. Frank can go down and eat. That's 6. So that's 6 sharps, right? So we're going to answer that question. We're going to put 6. What are they? Well, I just named them. F sharp. So we have Frank. So we have F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp. And I write them in the order, or I say them in the order that they appear in the saying. Last step. This is the part where people get thrown off. The only letter that I didn't say that was sharped was B. So all you have to remember is everything is sharped except for B. Here we go. Spell the scale. F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp. And that's it. And you can see B was the only one that wasn't sharped. Now I'm going to practice it with my eyes closed. So again, because I want you to be able to get quick at these without looking at it. So how many sharps or flats are in the key of F sharp major? Well, I think of E first. So Frank can go down and eat. That's 6. What are they? Well, I just named them. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp. And then now I got to spell the scale. Remember, B is the only natural because we didn't use it in the saying. F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp. Don't worry if you feel slow at these at first. It's going to take some time to get it down. I would highly recommend trying to write it down first and getting used to it, and then doing a round afterwards where you say it as fast as you can. Do 2 or 3 a day. Don't do a whole lot unless you're really in the mood to do a whole bunch of them. It's something that takes a little bit of time, and repeating it a little bit daily, like while you're driving the car or just chilling, and don't do it while you're in the middle of doing something like really productive. It's just when you got downtime, go ahead and practice that. That's how I learned this. I didn't learn it through practicing it while I was playing guitar. I did it away from the instrument. So think of this as more of a free time kind of exercise, but this will help you determine your keys faster when you're playing music so that you can quickly know, oh, I know I need these notes, and you have it. Let me know how it goes. If you have questions, send me something inside of Skype or through Facebook chat, and I'll get you covered, man. All right, dude. Have a good one.